Of all the things that would make me cry, would you believe it was a stack of pancakes? Because when I was at my lowest, a single sentence from my husband as we walked out of church made me burst into inconsolable sobs. Ready for pancakes, kids? As they cheered and jumped for joy at our weekly ritual, I broke down and cried, the kind of soul-wrenching tears you usually save for a broken heart. That was 3 years and 37 pounds ago, though. And I'm only telling you all this because what happened next is very special and very beautiful. It's a story I'm sharing with you because I know you probably need the same kind of hope that I did on the day I hit rock bottom. The day when the thought of eating pancakes broke my soul. The day I could no longer stand feeling fat, ugly, and frustrated in a body I didn't even recognize anymore. The day I came close to giving up because I had literally tried every diet, weight loss pill, and support group in the entire universe, and I was still fat, still tired all the time, still crying and feeling ashamed that I couldn't fix myself, and still wondering what folks were saying about me behind my back. Oh, poor Liz. She used to have such a beautiful body back in high school. Such a shame. What happened to her? Well, I'll tell you what happened to me. First of all, I had kids. Now, I love my babies to death, and I'd rather weigh 300 pounds than miss a minute with them, but it still didn't seem fair. I saw lots of other moms getting back in shape after their babies. Heck, some of the celebrity moms I'd seen in the magazines had perfect bodies again only months after giving birth. How's that fair? I mean, take a look at me even a couple of years after my youngest baby, and I'd love to show you pictures of when I got to be my heaviest. But I was so ashamed of my body back then that I made sure there was no evidence. So if you know me and you've got pics from back then, please send them my way, okay? Like I said, though, this story has a happy ending, a terrific ending. In fact, this is me now, 37 pounds lighter and slimmer than high school or any other time in my life. Heck, not only slimmer, I actually feel like I'm aging in reverse, which is why I wanted to share this short video I made for you. I want you to dare to hope again. And if you're in that dark place I was in, I want to lift you out and lift you up. Because what you're about to discover is not just another diet or weight loss plan. It's not a pill. It's not a workout. It's something so new that barely any trainers, nutritionists, or even doctors know about it just yet. That's about to change though, because it's the only known method to destroy fat in a way that makes sure it will never come back again. And that is what really changed my life. Because it's not like I never managed to lose weight after I had my babies. I lost lots of weight, lots of times, and gained it all back, plus interest, every time. Which means every time I went on a diet, I actually ended up fatter than when I started. Today, I finally know why. And I'll tell you exactly how it happens and how to avoid it in a minute. Because it's not your fault. First, I need to reassure you. What you're feeling about your body right now, the shame, the guilt, the feeling of helplessness from not being in control of your own body, like I said, it's not your fault. And you are definitely not alone. That day I hit rock bottom, the day a plate of pancakes brought all my pain and shame out into the open, I was in a dark place and maybe feeling a lot like you are today, which is why I'm here talking with you right now. Because unless you've been there, like you and me, you can't understand it. My husband didn't get it. He just looked at me like I'd gone insane that day after church. He tried to hug me, console me, and tell me that I was beautiful and he loved me no matter what. He didn't understand, though. How could I believe he still loved me when I didn't even love myself? How could he look at me and want me when my own reflection filled me with disgust? I wanted to believe him. Yet whenever he would touch me, hold me, I wondered if it was love or just pity. So as he hugged me and held me outside of church that morning, I made a vow. I vowed to never again feel this low, this cheap, this hopeless again, and to reclaim the pride and confidence in myself and my body, to find the old list that my husband fell in love with in the first place, and to never leave a smidgen of a doubt in my mind that my husband wanted me. The next morning, I felt a thrill of excitement. It was Monday after all, a perfect day to start new. Except by Wednesday, I was starving. The scale hadn't moved, and a sick, sinking terror started to squeeze my heart. Was this going to be like every other time? Did I pump myself up and set myself up for yet another losing battle? Worse, was this going to be more of a disaster than ever? After all, I was already starving and it was only Wednesday. No, I couldn't do all that again. I needed help. I knew deep down that unless I did something completely new, I was doomed to the same fate I suffered every other time I tried to lose weight. The same misery, failure, and hopelessness that had already left me nearly 40 pounds overweight. So I did what you do nowadays when you've got a problem. I grabbed my laptop, went to Starbucks, and had a long discussion with Mr. Google. It wasn't easy. Most of what I found was the same garbage that had already failed me. Low carb, low fat, paleo, keto, calorie counting, not to mention all the expensive diets like Dr. Bernstein, Atkins, Weight Watchers, Herbal Magic, Jenny Craig. However, I kept running across 3 authors that sounded different to me. Like they were sticking to science-based, no-nonsense methods that sounded as if they could actually work in real life. After agonizing about it for hours, I put myself out there. I took a leap and reached out to each of them on email. Only one got back to me, and I still thank God every morning that he was the one. Because everything that's happened since then has changed my life, changed his life, and in the process helped thousands of other men and women around the world banish hopelessness and retake control of their bodies and lives. His name is Brad Pilon. He's a very humble, very brilliant, and totally under the radar metabolism and weight loss geek and author who just really doesn't like the spotlight, which is why you've probably never heard of him. Even though he was head of R&D for one of the biggest supplement companies in the world and has quietly sold nearly 190,000 copies of his no-nonsense health and fitness books. I'll tell you more on that in a minute, because I know how exciting this is going to be for you. Like it was for me when Brad revealed the hidden weight loss secret that allowed me to lose 37 pounds so fast that sometimes it even scared me a little. Yet Brad assured me it was normal, that the weird scientific research he stumbled on went all the way back to the 1970s, and that the stuff he had me doing was actually reversing the damage I had caused by one failed diet after another. So that I was literally killing my fat cells naturally and effortlessly. Listen to this part very carefully, because it is important. Remember, I had promised to explain why every time you diet, you gain back more weight than you lost. It's not just you. This happens to everyone, and there's a fancy scientific name for it. You see, just losing weight does not reduce the number of fat cells in your body. When you lose weight, you simply drain fatty acids out of your fat cells. It's kind of like letting the air out of a balloon. Yet those cells are still there, starving and just begging for you to fill them up again. Here's the really bad part. When you lose weight and then fill those fat cells back up again, your body actually sends a special signal to your fat cells telling them to multiply. It's called hyperplasia, and it's the curse often referred to as rebound weight gain, because you end up with more fat cells. You can store more extra weight, and it's even harder to lose it the next time around. Now let me tell you, when Brad first explained this to me, I literally thought I was doomed. My face went cold and my skin started to prickle. All my diet failures flashed before my eyes like a nightmare parade, each one dooming me to a losing battle with my expanding belly, my saddlebags, and my muffin top. My hope turned to terror. I think he could sense my panic and rushed to make me understand. He told me, "Liz, what I'm telling you is good news, because now we finally know why folks could never really lose weight permanently. Yet now, the research I stumbled on actually shows how we can kill your fat cells while we empty them, so you never have to be afraid of gaining the weight back. That's why this is so exciting, and I think it's why no one will take me seriously. It just sounds too good to be true." A giddy grin of relief stretched over my face. I wanted this so bad. And in that moment, I chose to put my trust in Brad and his research. I agreed to be one of his test subjects. And I'll tell you exactly what that was like in just a sec, including the near magical cocktail he had me start drinking on the very first day that practically peels away layers of fat from your belly, and the delicious morning latte that sets you up to effortlessly flush out fat cells all day long. First, without getting too sciencey, let me tell you what Brad explained to me. Every cell in your body has a self-destruct switch. It's a natural process that allows you to get rid of old or damaged cells. The fancy word for it is apoptosis. What makes this great news, terrific news for you and me, is that Brad stumbled on research that allowed him to create a system of simple techniques to trigger the self-destruct switch in your fat cells. And most of these triggers do not involve diet or exercise, although in some cases apoptosis can be accelerated by both. In fact, one of my favorite fat cell killers is simply the delicious cocktail Brad has me drinking every evening. This is literally the first time anyone has been able to create an at-home collection of simple routines that trigger the self-destruction of fat cells. Up until now, even though the scientific research on this amazing self-destruct switch in your fat cells has been around since the 70s, no one in the medical establishment or weight loss research community has taken notice. One exception is an underground U.S. patent holder who has been sneakily helping over 5 million people to quietly flush away their excess fat cells since 2008. You probably haven't heard about it though, and for good reason. It's something only the wealthy could afford. Starting at almost $1,000 and ranging into several thousands, it just hasn't been accessible for regular folks like you and me. However, even though Brad's methods do the exact same thing, you can do it all at home. And most of it for free. I'll be 100% upfront with you though. It's going to require some work on your part. You can't spend your days stuffing your face with mac and cheese, Krispy Kremes, and pies. However, you can regularly eat all those things and more. You just have to be smart about it and follow the strategy that Brad laid out for me. He showed me how to attack my fat on 2 fronts at once. Simply manage your weekly calories enough to slowly drain some of the fatty acids out of your fat cells. And at the same time, attack those drained out fat cells using the simple at-home methods that trigger them to self-destruct. So you never really feel like you're dieting at all, and you never have to worry about those fat cells coming back again to haunt you. You finally gain freedom from yo-yo dieting, and you can just start living again without the stress and frustration of worrying about your weight. Now, if you're thinking you can't do this, let me just stop you right there and tell you, you can. How do I know? Because I've been where you are. In fact, I know very well that even when you start looking and feeling so much better, folks like you and me can still get attacked by doubt and fear. When you've suffered so much frustration, failure, and self-doubt because of how you feel about your body, it's hard to believe that things can be any different. And that's how I felt on the day I received a letter in the mail, an invitation to my high school reunion. I was terrified. I almost threw it in the trash. The thing is, though, I was just having trouble accepting that I didn't have to think like that anymore. That was the old list, the list that didn't feel good enough. I walked to my bedroom and stood in front of the mirror. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths. I thought about everything I'd learned, everything I had done to take back control, and I opened my eyes. In that moment, I finally accepted the new me. I looked at the beautiful body staring back at me. The body I had completely remade, the body I could love, and the body I knew filled my husband with desire. And I thought to myself, bring it on. Let's start shopping for that reunion. Wait till you see me in the dress I picked out. First, I want you to see something else, because this story does not stop with me. What you're about to discover has now helped thousands of other women reclaim their gorgeous bodies and turn back the clock to feel fitter, slimmer, and happier than they were even in their teens and 20s. You see, when I discovered Brad and he agreed to take me on, I was working as a school teacher. I loved helping those kids. However, the transformation I went through with Brad and the joy of reclaiming the real me again sparked something deep in my soul. I knew deep down that this was about more than just me, and that there was an opportunity here to share these beautiful secrets with other folks around the world who are feeling the same hopelessness that I had suffered. It became my mission. At first, Brad was reluctant. Like I told you earlier, he's a bit reclusive and was scared he'd end up in the spotlight. I assured him I'd take all the heat, though, that I'd be the one to put myself out there. And finally, he gave in to my charms and agreed to let me help him and make sure we could get this information into the hands of folks like you who need it. It's been scary. I had to quit my job and put all my focus on this to make it happen. But after months and months of work, Draft after draft of the program, hours and hours spent researching and creating and testing and tweaking as we got feedback from hundreds of ecstatic beta testers who couldn't believe the results they were getting. Well, here we are at the mountaintop. Here we are looking into the promised land. Here we are ready for you to reap the benefits of all that labor without even a smidge of the work. Here we are ready for you to finally get the flat belly and slim body you've been dreaming of and which you deserve without ever feeling like you're dieting. Here we are ready for you to embrace what we ended up calling the fat cell killer system because that's what it does. It helps regular, ordinary folks who have lost all hope to finally reclaim a lean and flat belly without the fear of ever getting it all back again. In the Fat Cell Killer system, you'll discover the only secret to losing weight permanently without any more exercise than you're getting now and without ever feeling like you're on a diet at all. When you enroll in the program, we'll give you immediate access to our secret Fat Cell Killer cocktail recipe I told you about earlier. You'll learn the exact ratio of spices and other natural ingredients designed to flip your genetic switch that tells your fat cells to literally self-destruct. Then, you'll get the recipe for the amazing Fat Killer Latte that I start every day with, and that primes your body to destroy and flush out fat cells all day long. And you know what? Honestly, just giving you the cocktail and the latte recipes would probably be enough to change your life forever. Yet, because I felt the power of Brad's entire system, and because I want my success to be your success, we're going to way over-deliver with the most complete, belly-flattening, fat-killing bundle of tips, tricks, and tools ever available anywhere. In Phase 1 of the Fat Cell Killer system, you'll learn how to fix your sluggish metabolism and repair your diet-damaged fat-burning enzymes, the super simple one-week trick that makes fat-burning nutrition fun, how eating carbs can be perfect for draining your fat cells, and why you should never worry about insulin or blood sugar again. The crazy truth about when and especially where you should eat your meals to burn fat fastest. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I barely have time to tell you about the shocking rule that says you can include packaged cookies in your diet to drain your fat cells quick, the simple shift in protein portions that unlocks new fat burning. This one is definitely not what you think, and much, much more. That's just the first part of this very special Fat Cell Killer system, and you'll find it all and more in the Fat Cell Shrinker Manual. Next up is Phase 2, revealed in your Fat Cell Killer Manual. We call it Phase 2, yet it actually starts working right alongside your Fat Cell Shrinker results. Simply put, it's the world's first and only science-based system to target and kill fat cells. The tricks you'll discover in the Fat Cell Killer protocol are not a diet or a workout. They are unique and powerful lifestyle hacks that are proven to actually kill your excess fat cells. Remember, just by starting your day with a comforting hot latte and finishing with a delicious cocktail, you're able to flip the self-destruct switch on your fat cells. And as you'll discover, one of the most powerful secret weapon fat cell killers is something you do while sitting on the couch watching TV or any other time you're just hanging around. Does that sound anything like a diet to you? Now, I confess that it will take up to 12 weeks to make your weight loss irreversible with these tricks. It takes that long to run through the life cycle of your fat cells and ensure they're killed off for good. Yet, in the long run, 12 weeks is a tiny investment to finally eliminate your most stubborn, hard-to-lose fat like your muffin top, saddlebags, belly pooch, or love handles. As you know by now, my mission is to make this as easy for you as possible, which is why you're also getting a super valuable tool I mentioned previously, valued at $99 per month and no extra cost. It's called the Fat Cell Killer 7-Day Rapid Fat Loss Calculator. We created the 7-Day Rapid Fat Loss Calculator to make shrinking your fat cells very easy, very painless, and really quick. Simply plug in a few pieces of information about yourself, and it tells you exactly how much you should be eating to lose weight as quickly as possible, without dipping into the diet danger zone. Plus, it makes sure that you never undereat, which means you won't ever be hungry. The next terrific results-boosting tool we have for you is the Fat Cell Killer Success Tracker. This is so simple, yet so powerful. This printable follow-along guide has been the difference maker for our private paying clients because it maps out your exact action plan, so there's zero guesswork. In fact, multiple published studies confirm that tracking your daily success will directly give you faster, more visible weight loss results today and for the rest of your life. Just follow this guide step by step, and you'll get immediate gratification in the mirror as your fat cells shrivel up and die day by day. And finally, just to make sure there are no excuses and you start right away, today, you're also getting the Fat Cell Killer Quick Start Guide. Just skim this quick guide and you'll be ready for action in a few minutes. It spares all the details and cuts right to the daily actions that get you results. Listen, I know folks like you are busy as heck. I understand. Just use this super efficient, time-saving tool and you can be burning fat and killing fat cells as soon as today, which is pretty exciting, right? Okay, can you feel that? Your heart beating, your skin tingling, that incredible desire to know this, to have control over your body in a way that you never had before? Let me ask you, how much is it worth to you to never worry about the fat coming back for the rest of your life? How much is it worth to never feel like you have to deprive yourself or diet again? Imagine that for a second. Really let yourself feel what that would be like. And then tell me, what do you think would be a fair price to completely flatten your belly and have absolute certainty that your fat can never come back to haunt you again? If you're being completely honest with yourself, I'd bet you say $197 or more would be totally fair to feel happy and smile so wide it makes your cheeks hurt every time you look in the mirror or run a hand along your belly because it feels so flat and strong and tight. Heck, when you add up everything you're getting in today's presentation-only VIP package, your price tag would actually be way more than that. I can tell you one thing. When I walked into my high school reunion in my new dress that hugged my curves in all the right places, when I saw the gleam of pride in my husband's eye to have me on his arm, when I caught glimpses of the looks I was getting from my high school classmates, I can tell you it felt like it was worth $1 million to me. When you look at it that way, it seems pretty cheap, doesn't it? But after spending time in the dark place myself, after feeling the desperation of needing help and not knowing where to get it, after feeling like I wasn't good enough, and knowing other folks out there like you and me are feeling that too, there's no way I can bring myself to let you pay even half that to get you the help you need. So I talked to Brad about this a lot, and we came up with something that I feel is going to work for you. We've already agreed that the Fat Cell Killer system is worth at least $197. But because you've watched this video and given me some of your precious time, I'm not going to ask you to invest $197. I'm not even going to ask you to pay $97, even though I know you'll agree that that would be a steal. No, for you and for now, I'm going to do something a little bit crazy. For as long as this video is up, and not a moment longer, we're going to set your price for the Fat Cell Killer system at just one single payment of $77. And Brad doesn't know this, but if you act right now, I'll take money out of my own pocket and give you another $40 off. Which means if you simply click the button below this video right now, you'll get the complete Fat Cell Killer system for the severely discounted price of just $37. Oh, and just to take away every excuse your brain can come up with not to do this for yourself, I'm going to back everything I've set up with a really terrific 100% money back guarantee. Here's how it works. Just enroll in the Fat Cell Killer system right now. Use the material. It's so easy to use and as close to done for you as humanly possible. See for yourself how easy getting a tight, firm, flat belly and watching the pounds flush out of your body can actually be. And if you don't think the Fat Cell Killer system is worth at least double what you're paying today, just contact my customer service at support@nutrathesis.com anytime in the next 60 days and you'll get every dime back as fast as we can. Maybe you're wondering why I would make it so easy for you to get your money back. And the answer is easy. I want this for you. And I don't want fear to hold you back. I want you to have every reason to take a chance on this because I know firsthand how much it's going to change your life for the better. I want you to experience all the tiny moments of joy throughout the day that I feel now that I'm happy in my body again. I want your heart to skip a beat every time you slip into that pair of jeans that was locked up in the back of your closet for so long. I want you to have to hold in the grin that takes over your face when you see the stares you get from random people on the street. And I want your partner to look at you with a glint of naked desire. And most of all, I want you to feel the absolute freedom of knowing that your weight won't spiral back out of control because you've taken care of the problem right at the source. You've taken control and killed off unwanted fat cells. So your body is back in its natural balance with a healthy and beautiful level of body fat. Now, if you have any lingering hesitation, I've got 3 more little gifts I've prepared for you because I want you to feel so good about committing to the fat cell killer system today that it wipes away every doubt and makes this the easiest decision you've ever made. The first very special gift I have for you today is the 7-minute Fat Cell Killer Cardio Collection. Look, you don't have to exercise to kill your fat cells. However, if you want to speed things up, this series of super quick exercise routines is the easiest way. They're specifically designed for women and men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s to double fat burning without stressing your joints or putting wear and tear on your body. These are the exact quick workouts I use for myself when I want to speed up weight loss. They have the added benefit of tightening and toning your whole body, and they work so well for me, I wanted to make sure you get access to. And there's no need to go to a gym or own fancy equipment, so you can get started right away and start shrinking your fat cells 7 minutes at a time. Your next gift today is my handy refrigerator cheat sheets. I made these for myself to help me stick to Brad's methods. Just stick these to your refrigerator and the entire fat cell killer system becomes practically done for you. I went through all the trial and error to figure these cheat sheets out for you, so you can just sit back, relax, and watch the weight melt off. Now here's the most exciting free gift you're getting today. This is something I had to twist Brad's arm for, and I can't make it available to everyone. So if you leave today without taking action, this may not be available when you come back. Today only, you're also getting 14 days of exclusive email coaching from Brad. Brad's VIP email coaching is usually reserved for his private clients only. However, I convinced him that opening this up to you is one of the surest ways to make sure you get the fastest and easiest results with the Fat Cell Killer system. He was reluctant, but he agreed. Just make sure you take advantage of it by getting started today, though, because I'm not sure how much longer this exclusive bonus will be available. Remember, you're already getting a $197 value with the main Fat Cell Killer system for only $37 today. And with the 3 super bonuses we're making available on this page only, it bumps up the real value to a whopping $277, while you still get everything for just $37. To eliminate the chance of rebound weight gain and double or even triple the visual results of your weight loss, simply use the button below to get immediate access to the entire Fat Cell Killer system. By now, you know regular diets might help you lose weight and shrink your fat cells, but they won't kill and eliminate your fat cells. So your fat cells may shrink, but they don't go away, meaning your problem areas will always be your problem areas, unless you actually get rid of your fat cells through targeted apoptosis, which permanently flattens and smooths out your muffin top, saddlebags, belly pooch, or love handles. This can double or even triple the visual effects of your weight loss, which is why I'm letting you have Fat Cell Killer for just a fraction of the regular $197 price tag for a limited time only. Simply use the button below to claim your exclusive access and lock in your incredible one-time only discount. Now, I want you to put your mind to something very important right now. Take a big breath and look deep down inside yourself right now. If you're anything like I was, you'll see that you're at an important crossroads right now. You have 2, and only 2, very different paths in front of you. One path leads to freedom. No more shame. No more hiding your body, no more fear of failure. Instead, you finally feel terrific in your own body. You look forward to showing it off. You know the weight will never come back because you did it right. You killed it at the source. And I think you know where the other path leads. It goes down the same dead end you've traveled so many times before. And it leads to more failed diets, more self-doubt, more frustration, and the overwhelming terror that you'll never be good enough or strong enough. And now the choice is up to you. You can choose to walk the same path you've tread before with the same results. You can choose to leave this page without enrolling in the Fat Cell Killer system. But I don't want that for you. And I don't think you desire that for yourself. Just like I was, I'm sure you are sick of seeing your ugly belly fat staring at you every time you look in the mirror, of feeling scared just to start a new diet because you're terrified of failing again, of longing to feel the freedom, power, and control you did when your body was at its best. Which is why I want you to take a second and really feel what it would be like to join me on the path I've laid out for you here. When you think about it, even though it may seem new and scary, it's actually a much easier path because all it requires on your part is just to say yes right now. Simply click the button below this video, enter your payment information right now before life gets in the way, and claim your spot in the fat cell killer system. Make that choice and let us do the rest. Get every single thing I've talked about in this video, and quite a few surprises I haven't even mentioned, but I can't wait for you to see. Learn the simple, tested method that lifted me out of my darkest hour and has since helped thousands of other women reclaim the beauty and joy they deserve. Learn the secret to a flat belly and a fit, healthy body that has been hidden in plain sight for a generation. Remember, with your 60-day guarantee, you're risking absolutely nothing. In fact, all the risk is completely on me where it belongs. I firmly believe if we don't get you every result I've promised in this video, we simply don't deserve a dime of your hard-earned money. And with your special discount, you're getting $40 off the already ridiculously low, already reduced one-time price of enrollment. Before we go, just imagine for a moment. Imagine yourself popping out of bed feeling light and strong for the first time in years. Imagine picking out clothes that show off your body instead of hiding your belly like something to be ashamed of. Imagine knowing that this time it's real, it's permanent, and the weight is never coming back. And then just click the button below. Let me take the weight. Let me show you the truth. Let me help you finally have the body and the life you want so much. I personally promise you'll be very happy you did. Again, I'm Liz, and I'm incredibly excited for you to experience what happens when you apply the Fat Cell Killer system in your life. I can't wait to hear about your success. Thank you for your time. Simply click the button below now.